Good afternoon, Raider Nation. Welcome to the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports, but most importantly brought to you by BCTV Productions. We are a part of the Engineering and Technology Department at Bacon County High School. My name is Brent Johnson. I'm the instructor of that program. And alongside me is Carson Taylor. He's actually going to be on the horn with me for a little bit here. We'll see if he behaves. Freshman this year at Bacon County High School. And then Johnny Bryant is a sophomore, and he's going to be producing the show. These guys might swap out a little bit. We'll see. I've always wanted to try to get some kids interested in the actual broadcasting of these games, but we'll see how things go this year, as I do have several kids that are interested. We are hosting a region matchup. This is a makeup game. There was a rainout about 2 weeks ago. We had a total of 3 rainout games, home games, actually, we have to make up. But we're going to host the Metter Lady Tigers. The Tigers come off a victory yesterday off of Jeff Davis, a big victory for them, 4-3, as our ladies fell to Jeff Davis 2 weeks ago, 2-1, a very close contest. So this is a big game for both teams in as far as region standings. Our Lady Raiders took the field. There were no – I was sorry. Got a little off track there. I was trying to see what I was doing on the field. Wasn't sure. We're about to get things started here in the top of the first inning. It's like Adams on the mound for the Lady Raiders getting the start. I'll go around the horn in just a moment after the first pitch. And the umpire is talking here to a not sure what's going on there right at the fence, but I think we're fixing to get things started here. This is Blizzard to the plate. Para in the hole. Or excuse me, on deck, and Spivey in the hole. This ball is hammered into left field. Hodges quickly reeled it in and got it back in for the opening single, first pitch single by the Tigers. Again, here's Para up to the bat. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Spivey on deck and Crooms in the hole. We have Booth at third, AJ at shortstop, Taz at second. And I already said Adams on the mound. And Ashley Durrance is at first. I believe it's Strozier in left, Hodges in center, and I believe it's Skylar Clement in right field. And he said it hit her. And then the captain on the field behind the plate is Cameo Snell. 2 on now early, top of the first, no outs. Bring Spivey to the plate, Crooms on deck, and Gibson in the hole. Just chime in whenever, man. Just don't stand in my shadow, all right? I'll try to slide over a little bit, let you step up to the window. The window over here is not quite as wide as the one at the baseball side. And the pitch. And this ball, is tapped off the end of the bat. Got the sure out. And a tag out it. Double play by the Lady Raiders. What a huge play. As the runner rounded third and was unable to get back in time. That's the pitcher's best friend. Any way you can get it. Going to get a courtesy runner. Two outs quickly now. A runner still in scoring position at second. Brings number 11, Crooms, to the plate. Swing and a miss as Adams tries to settle in now with a base hit, a hit batsman, and then a little tapper there. Ball jammed her inside. A good pitch. Can't go any further without recognizing my title sponsors for the 2017-18 athletic season for BCTV Productions. And I want to thank Mr. Andy Cawthorn, Auto Sales. I want to thank Lisa Coley at Coley Electric and Plumbing in Alma, and Family Vision Care of Alma. And we'll talk more specifically about them, and got a couple commercials we'll show as well. No balls, 2 strikes, and this ball is lifted into right field, and it's trouble. It's in the hole. It's going to be at least a double. Runner will score. So it's 1-0 matter with 2 outs. Lady Raiders trailed 2-0 in the first inning. The last game that we attempted to play, and I believe it ended 2-1. With the rain out. Some crazy plays in that game. Is, if you recall, if you were with us, I didn't post the game, but Taz had a home run in the first inning, and that was the game that she had the wrong number on her jersey, and they called her out. And anyway, long story short, that was a messy game up just to start with. We're glad we get a second chance here, and we'll see what can happen. We're down early, 1-0 with 2 outs here in the top of the first. Runner at second. Timeout by the umpire. We got an illegal, I can't say illegal pitch. I'm not sure what she was doing prior to throwing the pitch. He is walking out and telling her what it is. I'm not sure if Coach Poff knows or if she's going to ask for an explanation.
I think they had to step a certain way up to the mound where the runners on base get to advance.
Thanks, Carson. Well, here's the explanation, but obviously we won't be able to. So he's referring to something in her glove. Maybe once she put the ball in her glove, maybe she took it out while she was on the mound. Yeah. We're going to have to look at the rules on that.
Your pitcher has to, once they get the ball in their hand and they step on the plate, they have to pause and wait for the sign from the pitcher, or they can call it.
Okay, it's similar to a balk in baseball. She did something illegal, and there's no argument. So the runner is going to advance to third, as you see there in the corner. I believe this is Gibson at – oh, my. And she does it again.
I don't know if she's not, like, pausing or what.
The runner's going to score. I mean, this young lady's been on the mound 2 times this year with no problems whatsoever. And now the problem is that's going to creep in her mind now. She's going to be so concentrated on that. Now, Pop's going to come out and get a little, maybe. Yeah, she wants to talk to the umpire just a minute, maybe just clarify exactly what's going on. But we have had no issues thus far in the 4 games that we have played, and 2 of those games Adams has pitched. But I'll take this moment, again, to thank those title sponsors, Family Vision Care, Doctors McQuaig and Hutto, brand new facility, less than a year old, on Highway 32 bypass, as well as Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply, which is just south on US 1 on your right as you're exiting town. And go a little bit further on your left would be Andy Cawthorn Auto Sales. Here we go. 2-0, 2 outs. Some sort of a balk, an illegal motion by the pitcher. This ball is thrown and fouled to the right. Lady Raiders are 3-1 on the season, 2-1 in region play, with their only loss to Jeff Davis. Metter is 6-1. They've had a little better luck with the weather, and I believe they're 3-1 in region play. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And this is Gibson at the plate. Their loss coming to Bryan County, whom we have already defeated. So a win today by either team is going to be really big as we move into the second half of the season. And there's another ball fouled. I'm sure, again, Sadie's just trying to calm herself as she's probably upset about what's transpired and just I was talking to her dad just a few minutes before the game. She's a bulldog now, not very big, but she will get after you out there. Swing and a miss on the outside pitch. Great location. That's exactly what she needed as a strikeout. It's going to get these girls fired up as they come to the bottom of the first. Opportunity to score some runs. We're going to take a quick break on the NFHS Network and honor our sponsors. All right, we're back here in the bottom of the first inning. Lady Raiders trail early 2-0, just as we did in the previous game before the rain out. Taz Whitley is going to lead off this game. Second baseman and pitcher for the Lady Raiders. And she can put a charge in one right here. As she's a little overly aggressive and swings at a inside pitch. But I tell you what, if you can see the bus in the corner of the screen, which I don't think so, it's in danger of losing a window with this young lady up at bat. Another inside pitch for strike two quickly. Set up inside again. Oh, and hits her on the stomach. Yeah, we'll take a base runner. I know she's not happy. It's going to bring Hodges to the plate, followed by Booth, and AJ's in the hole. Coach Poff making her way to her nesting area, which is strategically in the outfield, in the grass. Way in the grass. She's like a short fielder, just out of play down the left field line. Oh, I tell you, if she would have leaned into that one, she could have took one on the hip. That would have been 2 on for Booth. But the natural reaction is to kind of back off the plate. That's 4 pitches in a row that's been inside. You can see there as a catcher still setting up inside. There's a really good bunt down that left field line. It's going to move the runner over. Hodges does her job with the sacrifice. Again, Booth to the plate. Again, I've said earlier in broadcast that this group of young ladies, top to bottom last year, I think was one of our best hitting groups from just 1 through 9. But this year, we have 4 or 5 girls that can really put a charge into it, whether it's extra base hits or home runs. Maybe more total than I've seen. And there's one on the outside corner, maybe fooled Booth as there was 6 or 7 in a row inside. But the top of this lineup is deadly, dangerous. And there's a swing. That was up in the zone. She wished she could have that pitch back. Quickly 0-2 now. No outs. 1 out. Another inside. He's going to call her strike 3 as it worked itself back across the plate. Pretty good pitch combination there. Inside, outside, back, inside. It's going to bring AJ to the plate. She's struggled just a bit in the last couple games, and she's been a little down on herself at school. I've been trying to encourage her, but she can rock out of this with one swing here, and she rips it down near Coach Poff out of play. Again, Taz at second, scoring position. There's a pitch just low. Good location, just low. This is a different pitcher on the mound for Metter than started against us a couple weeks ago. Ball high. I guarantee you she's being real careful with a base open at first. It wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't pitch around. Bree Harper is on deck for the Raiders, and she missed the first couple games of the season due to an injury. So she kind of hadn't got her legs yet. Runner advances on the pass ball. Pretty good weather this afternoon, partly cloudy. It's and there's a ball 4. One of the cooler games that we've played all season. And while I'm thinking about it, if you're listening at home, Raider Nation specifically, the Red Raider football team, the game that was scheduled for Friday at 7:30 has been moved up. We'll be playing football on Thursday night. That's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. That's the start time. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. versus Telfair. And Bree Harper comes to the plate with runners at first and third with a chance to make this pitcher pay. And she takes, strike. That looked a little high to me. It's kind of hard for us to judge the height, but where the catcher caught it, it was close to being like in the strike zone as far as left to right. But nonetheless, strike 1. There's a ball inside and low. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs again. Early, bottom of the first. However, the Lady Raiders do trail. Oh, right up the middle for a C&I single. That's my favorite because I tell you, other than big blasts, those types of hits just drive a pitcher and defense crazy because there's nothing you can do about it no matter how hard you work. And you think you're going to get it. I mean, she fisted it right off her hands where no one could get it. Runner scores. It's 2-1. Runners at first and second. And here's more trouble at the plate as Durrance comes. Well, she has the ability for us to take the lead here. The pitcher has been a little more inconsistent after pitching to Booth. I'm sure you're exactly right. That is Clement. And she was right on it as the ball was just a little high. Let me look at my lineup. That would help. Being corrected here, and that's okay because I definitely make mistakes. I want to make sure I get it right for you folks at home, and this ball is lifted just foul. Please get down, and it does. If I haven't mentioned it already this game, I know I have in other broadcasts, this is a very young team for the Raiders. Only a handful of seniors. Majority of sophomore and freshmen that you see on the field. This ball is going to be trouble too. Is this going to drop for a single? Runner's going to score, no problem. Ball is high. Runners would advance to third and second. Really a mistake there by the left fielder.
That was such good placement.
Perfect. Again, another seeing eye type single. She didn't get a lot of the ball, but it doesn't matter as long as it goes where someone's not. Carson, you chime in whenever, man. Don't let me, like I said, you've seen enough ball in your life or playing baseball and watching softball. Second and third, 2-2 now. New ball game. Here's Ashley. A little bit blonder hair poking out the back there. I thought he was going to call a balk on their pitcher for a second, but he didn't. It was got a ball in there. Chance to really do some. Oh boy,
just got in there.
That's inside. Now again, if he calls it both ways, I'm not going to have one bit problem. We had an umpire our last game here, and he called it about 4 inches off the plate, and he was consistent the whole game. and caught it both ways. So I didn't have one problem with that. I shouldn't say 4 inches off, a full ball off the plate. 1-1. Ooh, and she was just having to wait on it. She kind of tried to pull the trigger early and then swung on away and got a piece of it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. May have been ball 2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. It's going to end the inning, but the Lady Raiders charge back, scoring 2, tying it up. What do you think, Carson?
That was a pretty good inning for our Lady Raiders. They're pulling it back, tied the game 2-2. Let's see if their defense matches it.
That's it. We got to have a little more consistent pitching. I know Sadie's probably come in. They had to. I guarantee you, knowing her mentality, she's going to settle down. She's disappointed in those 2 calls that she's still probably not quite sure exactly. It was one of them subconscious type things, and unfortunately, her mind will be on that. And I just hope that it's not enough to distract her from the future batters. But before I go any further, I want to make a huge shout out. And when I say a huge shout out, this shout out's going way, way out there, folks. I got some folks. I've been told I got some people from Virginia that's watching us this afternoon. Some special people. This is Coach Poff's sister, Lindsay, and her son Mason are watching us live from Virginia. Not sure what city, but I want to thank them for joining in. Obviously, she's supporting her sister as she is now the new head softball coach here at Bacon County High School. So a big shout-out to Lindsay and Mason all the way up in Virginia. Thank you for joining us on the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports. We're not going to break away here. I do want to thank our title sponsors once again, Family Vision Care, Andy Cawthorn Auto Sale, and Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply. You'll notice the video commercials we have prepared. They're not quite finished. We do have some voice overlay we want to put on there, but I thought they looked nice. It's showing you the property and giving you some basic information about these businesses. And Miss Lisa Coley, we're going to start working on her. She has a little bit of remodeling and painting she wanted to do inside her showroom before we actually came in and created the video, so that's coming as well. All right, here we go. On top of the second. Again, Adams on the mound. And let's see, should be Boatwright, I believe, to the plate. It's either number 8 or 2. Strike 1. She fires it in. This ball is hit but foul. Out of play. It's a headache for someone over there. Not a big crowd here yet, but I'm sure they'll continue to trickle in as folks get off work, coming to support the Lady Raiders as they normally do. Again, the weather is really perfect. It's kind of darkening up a little bit. Hopefully the rain will stay away. Only about 40%. We got to get 5 innings here, some way or somehow, unless we're losing. Then we might want another rain out. Great effort by our Lady Raiders. Again, we don't do a whole lot of camera work during the softball games. If I feel like it's going to be a really hit hard to one side or the other where you can't see it in the screen, I'll try to whip the camera around. Again, there's not a lot of room here. This ball is hit into shallow left field. Called by Strozer. She makes the catch for the first out. Just not a whole lot of room here for a cameraman and a production manager and commentators. And I don't, if you've watched been watching us over the last few seasons, I don't do a great job of talking and running the camera. Swing and a miss as we are in the latter part of the lineup here. It's Robinson. On deck is Deal, and in the hole, Norton. Then we'll start back over. One thing I like to see is faculty and staff as they keep rolling in here. The Ag Brothers is what we call them, the Ag Boys, J.R. Miles and Mr. Mike Slice, as well as our brand new CTA director. Clint Johnson is here. I see Miss Tracy Martin, our principal. I see head basketball coach J.B. Bergeron. Swing and a miss for strike 3. 2 outs now for the Lady Raiders. we're hosting a middle school football game this afternoon. I'm sure there's some faculty and staff over there supporting those young men on the gridiron. Strike right down the pike for Sadie, making quick work this inning. She's settled in. Another changeup, just low in the zone. It's a good pitch. Wow, he unable to get the call. I guess it's just a little too far inside, Carson. Again, it's kind of hard with the catcher and the ump in the way. We can kind of see where the ball crosses just in front of the plate. We're not sure exactly how it tails off, but
Usually the umpire tries to help the batter out a little bit if they have 2 strikes and only like 1 or 2 balls.
ball is going to be hit to AJ. She's going to take it and fire over to first. Oh, and it's a misplayed. The runner does not stop, and she's going to end at second. I'm not sure. I couldn't tell. Looked like the throw was there. I'm not sure if Ashley was slightly distracted by the runner or what. And, again, maybe she was kind of already stretched out. It's tough to see from this angle. Nonetheless, I'm sure that'll be scored an error with a runner at second with 2 outs here. It's going to bring us back, or actually this should be Norton. And then we'll be back to the top of the lineup, in which those young ladies hit it pretty hard. Inside corner. That looked further inside than the previous pitch, Carson. Maybe it's you want to see some type of consistency with an umpire. I've often joked, and I actually joked with one time, and this ball is going to get past the catcher. Runner advances to third, and I didn't do it anymore after this because the guy kind of gave me an ugly look. But I was just kind of joking around. I was like, man, I just want you to be consistently good or consistently bad. Just be consistent, and he didn't really like that. But you can't be – if you go both ways, man, you just can't live that life as an umpire. And this ball is chopped to the second baseman. She's going to toss it over to first for the third out. No harm, no foul in those couple errors there that we had this inning. 2-2 is still the score. We're going to take a quick break on the NFHS Network, powered by Play on Sports, and honor our sponsors. All right, here we go. We're back here as we're awaiting the bottom of the second inning. All tied here, 2-2. Both teams scoring 2 in the first inning. And as we await this first pitch, another shout out to some more proud supporters of Coach Poff. This is to Steve and Jill up in Gwinnett, up around that middle Georgia, Atlanta area. I want to thank you for joining us on the NFHS Network and supporting Raider Nation all the way down here in little Alma, Georgia. So Steve and Jill, thank you. Pitch on that outside corner. Must have been a tad high. Inside corner. Ball 2 to Strozier. Let's see, I believe this is, I want to make sure I get it right.
Strozier.
Strozier, yeah. There you go. This ball is hit sharply to this tough hop, but she's going to gather it up. Makes the throw. Strozer's quick. So they out at first. Adams, who really could be a leadoff hitter, is in the 9 spot. So this doesn't affect the Lady Raiders at all, as this young lady can slap, bunt. She can hit for base hit. I've said before, she reminds me a lot of Johnson girl that played here and graduated. Oh, what a play here. And she's got to be fast, and she's out. What a play by the shortstop as it was tipped by the third baseman. Again, you got to give credit where credit is due there. Just a great defensive play by the Lady Tigers, getting Adams, who is not slow. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Haley Whitley, better known as Taz. Got hit by a pitch her first at bat. And another inside pitch. If she'll just wait and not swing at the first pitch, she's just over anxious. That is the exact same location as the first 2 pitches that were thrown her in her first at bat. Ball high and outside, as we can see where the catcher is setting up. I'm not sure if Taz can, as she may attempt on occasion. Sometimes batters will attempt to kind of peek back. And this ball is hit sharply to the shortstop. A tough hop goes through the 5-hole. That's going to be an error there on the young lady, who's made 2 great plays. Unable to make the play there as the ball just dove. You can see how it's a little darker out there where she's at, a little damp. And the ball just hugged the ground, went under her glove. But any Little League coach will tell you, and this is I'm not trying to throw her under the bus. It just, you start with your glove down and you come up, and that solves that problem. And this ball is lifted in the right field, just out of play. And this is Hodges, 1 on, 2 outs. Ball just high. Another ball. She's right on it. Fouled it straight back. See our chairman of the Board of Education, Mr. Dan Taylor, along with his wife, April. April is the media specialist here at Bacon County High School. And this ball is hammered down that right field line. It's going to be foul again. If she can straighten it out. Need a base hit here. So if we can get Taz on around. Bring Booth to the plate. And AJ's in the hole. And this ball is base hit to right field. And she rounds kind of slowed up a little bit, but it didn't really matter. She was still fast enough. I'm not sure if she was watching the coach before she rounded the bag to see exactly what she wanted her to do. But nonetheless, we have runners at the corner, Booth at the plate. And again, this young lady, no doubt, we can take the lead here with 1 swing of the bat, and the bus is definitely in play. I've been waiting for one of these young ladies to get into one to center field. We got a peanut gallery out there. Some guys, I don't know if any of them was wearing their gloves like you would at the Braves game or something, but she could hit one over those trucks. Sometimes when I talk about it enough like that, it actually happens. Oh, and she takes one off the hip. Bases are now loaded for this young lady who, again, she wants an opportunity to hit another grand slam. And when I say that, she hit a grand slam in the first game of the season, although it doesn't go in the books because it was a scrimmage game. But it's something that she won't forget. There's actually a highlight of it on our portal site. If you just scroll through there, you'll see it. One of the first ones up at the top. This is AJ.
A good base hit right now. Move these runners, put them ahead.
This ball is chopped down that low. It's a base hit off of the third baseman. That's not an error. 2 runs will score.
That was such good placement. Be able to move those runners, put it ahead for their team. Score now 4-2. Lady Raiders leading.
That's going to help her confidence a lot, Carson. Again, she's been kind of down, and she's always a happy-go-lucky young lady, extremely talented. If we can keep her healthy, she's going to have an opportunity to do some big things when she graduates. Here comes Bree with a chance with runners in scoring position. Wow, that ball was just a little too far inside for my taste, and I try my best not to dog the umpires at any level or any league, but I'd like to see them a little more consistent. Even if we're losing, I'm not that big of a competitor. I want an umpire to be consistent to make it just as fair for both teams, so that they play their best to see who the true winner of the contest might be. This ball is hit hard to the second baseman. She fires over to first where that's sure out. But the Lady Raiders take a 4-2 lead, as Carson said earlier, on a 2-run base hit by A.J. here in the bottom of the second. We're going to head to the top of the third. We're going to take just a moment to honor our sponsors. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back as Sadie is warming up here. As I mentioned earlier, it's getting a little darker. I looked at the radar. I'm seeing the skies, turn a little blue, and there it goes. As I just got out before I got it in my mouth, you can't hear it, but the siren just went off. We're going to be on a weather delay, and that's unfortunate. We're in the again top of the third inning, 4-2 Lady Raiders. This is what happened nearly at the same exact time 2 weeks ago. That means there's lightning in the area. We have a detection system here that, and boy, we're looking at the radar, and it just doesn't look well at all right this moment. But I got a feeling they may wait this out, just, whatever they have to do. You have 2 hours from this point. Every time the game is delayed, you have potentially 2 hours to start it back up. But that might be what it takes this evening. I don't know, looking at the forecast, but so, we're just going to have to see what happens. What we'll do is we'll probably we'll probably stay on air for just a little bit longer and see how things pan out. And then if there's going to be a tremendous delay, we're going to kill the broadcast as we've done in the past, and then we'll pick it back up if it's not going to be too late to broadcast. But what I will do, this is how I want to update you folks at home if you're still listening live. If you will search for on your Facebook, BCTV, that's BCTV, and let's see if I can't put this up here for you. BCTV, Red Raider, broadcasting. Now, I don't think this thing's going to show all of it when I update it here on your screen, but it's BCTV, Red Raider Broadcasting. It's a group. If you will search for it and like it and ask to join here, and if you'll do that now within the next few minutes, I'll make sure I update my Facebook here, and I will allow you to join. And I'm going to give some updates over the course of the next little while to let you know what's about to happen, especially if we go off air. I'll let you know if we're going to come back up, if that's going to be possible, and approximately what time. So we're going to stay live for just a little bit longer. You can kind of see what they're doing on the field and hang around with us for a few more minutes. And then, but I got a feeling we're probably going to have to go off air and then possibly come back on air later. But before I do, we want to honor our sponsors once again. I want to thank Andy Coughlin Auto Sales for being a part of this. Is all year, folks. You're going to hear them in your ear. Everything that we do or broadcast, live. We're going to be honoring these because they're honoring us by their support, their financial support to help our program do what we do as we travel and do 75, at least we've averaged over 75 events, live events over the last 5 or 6 years, and we're very proud of that, being a rural school in South Georgia. Andy Cawthon Auto Sales, Family Vision Care, and Coley Electric and Plumbing Supply. And I again, once again with Facebook, if you will search for BCTV, Red Raider Broadcasting, ask to join if you're listening now and you're not already a part of that, to get some information. That's where I'll keep everybody updated. As you can see, they're putting some stuff over the field to kind of cover, anticipating some rain. And if you look at the radar, that's what's coming, I'm afraid. That's unfortunate. 4-2. And there's really not much else to say other than, we'll try to get this in this evening. A couple more announcements, if you're still hanging in there, Raider Nation, is that the football game indeed has been moved forward. We'll be playing football tomorrow night, Thursday night at 7 p.m. kickoff at Red Raider Field versus Telfair County. And so be there or be square. I know it's a little odd. It'll actually kind of give you a little bit longer weekend if we should be able to get it in tomorrow night. No football Friday, so get ready for the Dogs and other college football on Saturday, and then a long Labor Day weekend the rest of the way. But we're anticipating I'm anticipating a lengthy delay here, so I'm not going to delay this broadcast anymore. Like I said, we'll keep it up for a few more minutes, but I'm going to kind of sign off here on behalf of myself, Brent Johnson, and the guys I got here, Carson Taylor and Johnny Bryant, with me producing the show. I thank them for their support and their help. And one more, again, if you're still with us and they wasn't listening earlier, a big shout out to some folks up in Virginia, which is pretty important to Coach Poffis, her sister Lindsay and her son Mason. I want to thank them for joining us. It's unfortunate that we may not be able to get this game in either. And also Steve and Jill up in Gwinnett. And all of you out there, of my loyal subscribers, I really appreciate you joining us as well. So just look for the Facebook updates. And if we're not back with you for the softball game, join us for our live broadcast tomorrow night starting at about 6:45 p.m. For Red Raider football as we host Telfair in a non-region matchup. So without any other ado, we're going to honor our sponsors again. And before we do, I just want to say good night for the time being, and God bless.